All right, the concept this week is to use your legs. Oftentimes, we're in various positions and we're just fighting with our upper body. Our arms are tired, our core is tired, and our legs are doing nothing. So that's the theme for this week. It's going to be a series of specific trains because it's not any particular move that we're using our legs on. It's all over the place. So the first series is going to be from open guard. So in open guard, the person on bottom, a lot of times we're just kind of putting our feet lazily here and then immediately getting past. So now I want to use active legs. I'm going to be walking all over my opponent. I can hook the legs, I can push the hip, and I am keeping a hold of the sleeves. Even in nogi, I can use the hands momentarily, almost as a spider-like thing, but not really using the control. But I'm using my feet actively. Even if he starts coming around over my head, I can come up. I'm still planting my legs on him. I can plant wherever. It doesn't matter as long as I'm keeping him engaged. Now notice the person on top is also using his legs. He's using that pivot point theory we talked about. He's shuffling side to side. He's not just using his arms to control my legs. So we're going to do a specific train, one person on top, one person on bottom, person on top, try to pass the guard, person on bottom, maintain guard. Use your legs. All right, our second one is from Clos Guard. When the person on bottom is in Clos Guard, most people do know to go ahead and lock their ankles, and that is important. But if I just lock my ankles and stay here, Steve has a lot of movement. He can step up and pinch my hip. This is where he's using his legs, right? So when he's down here, I want to prevent him from doing that. I'm going to be breaking his posture. I'm pressing down towards his butt with my heels. I'm keeping this active. I'm engaging my core and really using my legs to move him around, and that can allow me to move in to different submissions, right? But I need to be actively controlling his posture, otherwise he's just going to break my guard and pass it. So our specific train for the Clos Guard is I'm going to try to hold him in Clos Guard. If I can try to start going for any submissions that I happen to already know. We're not going to go over them, but you can go for submissions, but just think about actively curling them in. Even if they have really good posture, I use my legs, I can come up, I can pull myself up and then pull them back down with my legs. And then the person on top is trying to break the guard and pass it. He can pinch with his hips, he can put his knee in my tailbone. There's all different things that he can do with his legs. All right, third specific train is going to be from mount position. If I just sit up here and mount, all lazy, especially with my short little legs, he's going to use his legs to immediately get out with knee elbow escapes. So I can alternate between legs wide and legs tight. One general rule is if my arms are in tight, my legs need to be in wide. So if I'm trying to isolate his arms like this, I don't want my legs to also be tight because now I'm very tippy. So I can use Brandon's favorite prayer feet on the bottom. My legs are outriggers, and now I can start isolating this, and I can also use my hands to help, but my knees are going to be very helpful if he's bucking side to side. As I move up into mount, I may switch back and forth between using my legs to help me squeeze his shoulders together, or bringing my knee up to his head and really squeezing, but then once I start isolating, for example, for this arm bar, he might be moving back and forth again, so I may flatten my hips out and use my knees on the mat again. So I can use my legs actively to drive. Also, if I want to get into S-mount, I can use this back foot and drive myself up and then bring it in. I'm tight when I'm feeling like I can have good control, but the moment I start to feel tippy, I can pancake out and be able to balance myself. And then person on bottom in the specific train, he's framing and he's using his knees to come in. And he's coming around. He may use his leg to trap my foot by turning to the side. He can scoop under my foot. There's so many different things that you can do with your legs that a lot of times we forget about. We're just pushing with our arms. Our arms are weak. use your legs. Okay, I've said use your legs enough times.